I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
I find there that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing, in the figure of a lamb, the feats of a lion.
Is Signor Montanto returned from these wars, or no?
I know none of that name, lady.
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I did promise to eat all of his killing.
He hath done a good service, and a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier too, a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man.
You must not mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio if he hath caught the Benedict. It will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro's approached.
Good Signor Leonato, are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of our grace.
I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you did ask her?
Signor Benedict, no.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all of Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you would still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she hath such meat food defeated as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat? But it is certain I am loved of all ladies. Only you excepted. And I would, if I could, find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women, else they should be troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I'm of your humor for that. I would rather hear my dog bark at a crow than hear a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mindset, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching would not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse have the speed of your tongue, but keep thy way, in God's name I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato had invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at least a month.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please it your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonato, we will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note upon the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not the most modest young lady?
Do you ask me as an honest man should do for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray you speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks she's too low for high praise, too brown for fair praise, and too little for great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she no other than what she is, she were unhandsome. But being no other than what she is, I do not like her.
So thou thinkest I am in sport. Tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Could the world buy such a jewel? In my eyes, she's the sweetest lady I ever looked upon.
I can see yet without spectacle, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed of such a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
Oh, no, I would scarcely trust myself, though the contrary is proven if Hero would be my wife.
Has it come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again?
What secret hath held you here that you follow not to Leonato's?
He is in love. And with who? Well, that is your Grace's part. With Hero, with Leonardo's short daughter.
The lady is very well worthy.
You seek to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, I speak mine.
And by my two-faced and trolls, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor that she is worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger, my lord, with sickness, or with hunger, not with love.
Well, as time shall try. In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, let them pluck off the bull's horns and set them on my forehead. And let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write, here is a good horse to hire. Let them signify under my sign, here is Benedict, the married man.
Good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's. Tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
Examine your conscience, and so I leave you.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero, she's his only heir. Doth thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, sir, when you went onward in this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but with rougher task in hand than to drive forth liking in the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts left their places vacant, and in their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me to how young fair Hero is, saying I loved her ere I went to wars.
If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I would assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I am Claudio. And into her bosom I will enclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then unto her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
What the good year, my lord, and why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds, therefore the sadness is without limit.
Well, you should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it? I cannot hide that I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. I must eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. I must sleep when I am drowsy, and wait for no man's business. I must laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yes, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it's impossible that you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. In this I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
But can you make no use of your discontentment?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Baracchio?
I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. How came you to this?
I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Shall we go and prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I cannot see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image, saying nothing, and the other is like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then half Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man could win any woman in the world, if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I would rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What would I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that has no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me. And he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gates. And there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head, and say to me, "Get thee to heaven, Beatrice, here's no place for you maids." So away to St. Peter, and there, for the heavens, he'll show me where the bachelors sit, and there live we as merry as the day is long.
Well, Hero, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, "Father, as it please you." But for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, "Father, as it please me."
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men out of some other metal than earth.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer. The revelers are entering, brother. Make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonio.
At a word, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
I tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he, you are he.
At a word, I am not.
You will not tell me who told you so.
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are.
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I got my good wit from the 100 merry tales. Why, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he's the prince's jester, a very dull fool. Only his gait is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, for he both pleases man and angers them. And then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he's in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I will tell him what you said.
Do. We must follow the leaders.
And every good thing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
My lord, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth.
How do you know he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus I answer to the name of Benedict, but hear ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all things save office and affairs of love. This is an accident of hourly proof which I mistrust not. Therefore, farewell, Hero.
Count Claudio?
I the same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
About your own business. The prince hath got you Hero.
Well, I wish him joy of her.
But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Alas! Poor hurt foul. But that my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me, the prince's jester. Ha! I shall not be so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the word into her person, and so gives me out. Well, I will be revenged as I may.
Now, senor, where's the count?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here, as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady.
The lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Ah, she misused me, past the endurance of a bluff. She told me, not thinking that I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling just upon me with such impossible conveyance that I stood like a man at a mark, with the whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her who would infect the North Star. So indeed, all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
Look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now thou can devise to send me on. Deal you any embassage to the pygmies? Fetch you a hair of the great Sham's beard, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir. Here's a dish I love not. I could not endure my lady's tongue.
Come, I say come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him good use for it, a double heart for a single one. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice, therefore your grace may well say, I have lost it.
You put him down, lady, you have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore art thou sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true. Though I be sworn if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I had wooed in thy name, and fair hero is one. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I was little happy if I could say how much. Lady, you are mine as I am yours.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss so he cannot speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Indeed, my lord, I thank it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
She doth indeed, cousin.
Good lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I. I may sit in a corner and cry, hi-ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father could get excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I may have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me, I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be married best become you, for out of question, you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then, for I've heard my daughter say she hath often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means.
She were an excellent wife. For Benedict,
were they but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 night, and a time too brief to answer all things in my mind.
I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice to a mountain of affection, the one with the other. And I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you would minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
If we could do this, Cupid is no longer an archer, his glory shall be ours. For we are the only loved gods. Go with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio will marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will appear medicinal to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I do much wonder how one man, seeing how much another man is a fool, when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by following in love. I shall not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it, until he hath transformed me to an oyster, I shall not be made such a fool. One woman is wise, yet I am well. One woman is virtuous, yet I am well. One woman is fair, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not fall in my grace. Rich shall she be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look upon her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And her hair shall be of whatever color it please God. Ha! The prince and Monsieur Love, I will hide me in the arbor.
See you where Benedict hath hid himself.
Oh, very well, my lord.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Now, divine air. Now is the soul ravished. Is it not strange that sheep's guts should hail the souls out of men's bodies?
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever, one foot on sea and one on shore. For one thing constant never, but sigh not so, and let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny. Sing no more ditty, sing no more of dumps so full and heavy. The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was leave me, then sigh not so.
By my troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, my lord.
No, Faith, thou singest well enough for a shift.
And he were a dog that would have howled thus, they would have hanged him.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell. Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me of today? That Signor Benedict, that your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict.
Oh, I never did think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
In faith, like enough.
Oh, God, counterfeit. There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How? I pray you.
I should think this a gull, but that the white-haired man speaks it.
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
Then upon her knees she falls, cries, sobs, beats at her heart, pulls at her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
She doth indeed. My daughter says so. My daughter is sometime afeard she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it.
To what end? He would just make of sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
I pray you, tell Benedict of it and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if she makes her affection known, and she will die ere he love her not, and she will die if he woo her.
If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible that he'll scam it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
He's a very proper man.
He hath indeed a good outward happiness.
And before God and in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how he is so unworthy a good lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote on her upon this, then I will never trust my expectation.
Then let the same net be spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. Let us send her to call him to dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. Love me! Why, it must be requited. They say, too, that she would rather die than show any sign of affection. I did never think to marry, but I should not seem proud, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, for I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? The man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Ha! Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message.
Yea, just so much as you take on a knife's point to choke a doll withal. You have no stomach, senor? Fare you well.
Ha! Against my will, come to bid you to dinner. There's double meaning in that.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the Prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. There will she hide her to listen our purpose. This is thy office, bear thee well enough to leave us alone.
I'll make her come. I warrant you, presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down.
you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince, and my new betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love! I know he doth deserve all that may be yielded to a man. But nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No. Rather, I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so slipped an excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy. Always accepted, my dear Claudio.
When are you married, madam?
Why, every day, tomorrow. Come, go in.
She's limed, I warrant you. We've caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by halves. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. For if thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I do believe it better than reportingly.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Old senor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you that these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good in, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, though Count Claudio may hear what I have to say, for it does concern him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that till he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let it appear hereafter. That I will now manifest. If you love her, then tomorrow wed her. But I believe it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so!
Oh, day untowardly turned!
Oh, mischief strangely thwarted!
Oh, plague right well prevented.
So, are you good men and true?
Yea.
Being chosen for the prince's watch, you have but one charge and only one. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Well, then take no note of him, but let him go.
If he will not stand when bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True. And you are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects, and you are to make no noise in the streets.
We would rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
Well, you seem as a most ancient and quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. If you meet a thief, by virtue of your office, do you assume him to be no honest man? And unless you meddle and make with such men, well, the more is for your honesty.
You've always been called a merciful man, partner.
True. I would no more hang a dog by my will, much more any man who hath any honesty in him.
'Tis very true.
Aha, so, good night, masters, and if there be any matter of weight chances before morning, call me up. Adieu.
We hear our charge. Let us sit here till 2, then all to bed.
One more thing, neighbors. I pray you watch closely over Signor Leonato's house, for there be a marriage here tomorrow and great coil tonight. Be vigilant, I beseech you. Adieu.
Conrad.
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say!
Here, man, I'm at thy elbow.
Mass, and my elbow itched. I thought there would a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. And now, forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore, know I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats. I have tonight wooed Margaret, the gentlewoman of Hero, by the name of Hero. But I first should tell thee how the Count, the Prince, and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero.
2 of them did, the Prince and Claudio, but the devil my master knew it was Margaret.
We charge you, in the prince's name, stand.
Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know him, he wears a lock.
Oh, masters,
You'll be
master.
made bring deformed forth, I warrant you.
Masters!
Never speak. We charge you, let us obey you to go with us.
We are like to prove a goodly commodity being taken up of these men's bills.
A commodity in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
Troth, I think your other roboto were better.
No? Pray thee, good Mag. I'll wear this.
No, by my troth, it is not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
I like your new tire within excellently. If your hair were a thought browner, your gown's in most rare fashion, in faith.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee! Art not ashamed? Good morrow, coz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Dost thou speak in the sick tune?
I am out of all other tune, methinks. 'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Hi-ho.
Get you some distilled Cardus Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It's the only thing for qualm.
There you prickest her with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. I am not such a fool to think that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedict was in such another, and now is he become a man. He swore he would never marry, yet now, despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not. But methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedict, Don John, and all the gallants of the town have come to fetch you to church.
Help to dress me, good coz. Good Margaret, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
A brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Marry, sir, this is it.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
Well, what is it, my good friends? I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, has taken us a couple of as errand of knaves as any in Messina.
He's a good man, sir. He will be talking. When the age is in, the wit is out, as they say. God's a good man. Well said, neighbor Verges. But when 2 men ride of a horse, one must ride behind. All men are not alike, alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
Marry, sir, it appears that our watch hath indeed comprehended 2 persons to be brought here today to be examined by your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffragance, then.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
Go, good friend, go. Go, Fred. Fetch Francis Seacole. Tell him to bring his pen and inkwell to the jail. We are to be examining these 2 anon.
And we must do it wisely.
Meet me at the jail.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief. Only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
And you, my lady, come hither to marry this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why your souls should not be so conjoined, I charge you upon your souls to utter it.
Know you of any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you of any count?
I dare make his answer, none.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you, with free and unconstrained soul, give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what do I have to give you, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, like how a maid she blushes here. Would you all not swear, all you who see her, that she were a maid? But she is none. She has known the heat of a luxurious bed.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her
No,
virginity...
Leonato! I never tempted her with words too large, but as a brother to his sister shone bashful sincerity and comely love.
Seemed I ever otherwise to you?
You seem to me as Diane in her orb, but you're more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand here dishonored that I've gone about to leak my dear friend to a common stale.
What man talked with you yesternight? Out your window, betwixt 12 and 1. If you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then you are no maiden. Leonato, I'm sorry you must hear. Upon my honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, and at that hour last night talked with the ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they had had 1,000 times in secret.
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light. Smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle. Hero. Why, Hero. Uncle, Signor Benedict Friar.
O fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
How now, sweet Hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Do not live, hero. Do not ope thine eyes. Grieved I had but one. Why had I one? Why ever wast thou lovely in my eyes? Why she is fallen into a pit of ink with those lights.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so tired and wonder, I know not what to say.
On my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Confirmed! Would the two princes lie? Would Claudio lie? Hence from her, let her die!
Hear me a little. By noting of the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face 1,000 innocent shames. In angel whiteness beat away those blushes, and in her eye there hast appeared a fire. There is some strange misprison in the princes.
Two of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be so misleadenness, the practice of it lives in John the bastard.
If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while. Let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here the princes left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
That she is dying, it must be so maintained. upon the moment she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. So it shall fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination. Then every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit than when she had lived indeed. Then he shall mourn, and wish he had not so accused her.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day, perhaps prolonged, have patience, endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Sure, I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show you such friendship? I do love nothing in the world so well as you.
I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart?
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Ha! Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. I swear, let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not the height of villain that has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her in hand until they come to join hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
He is now as valiant as Hercules, who swears a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge Claudio. Go. Comfort your cousin. I must go say she is dead. And so farewell.
So, is our whole assembly appeared?
Which be the malefactors?
Marry, that am I and my partner.
But which are the offenders to be examined?
What is your name, friend?
Baracchio.
Pray, write down Barocchio. And yours, Sirrah?
I'm a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Sirs, it is known already that you have been accused of being little better than lying knaves. What say you for yourselves?
Oh, marry, sir, we say we are none.
Sir, I say to you, you are accused of being lying knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Call forth the watch. Gentlemen, I beseech you, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Well, write down Prince John a villain, then.
Master Constable.
Oh, I pray for you, sir. I do not like thy look, I promise you.
Well, heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the Lady Hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as has ever been committed.
Yea, by mass, that it is.
What else, Phil?
And that Count Claudio did mean, upon his word, to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain, thou shalt be cast into everlasting redemption for this!
What else?
That is all.
Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away, and Hero in this manner was accused, in this very manner refused. Upon this grief suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's.
God's my life, where is the sexton? Come find them, oh thou naughty, naughty varlets!
Away! You are an ass!
What?
You are an ass!
What? Does he not suspect my name? Does he not suspect my place or my years? Where is the sexton to write me down an ass? Though, masters, I am an ass, though it not be written down, let it not be forgotten that indeed I am an ass!
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself.
Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak patience, and let it answer every strain for strain, thus for thus, and such a grief for such, in every lineament, branch, shape, and form. If such a one will smile, stroke his beard, sorrow wag, cry hem when he should groan, patch grief with proverbs, make misfortune drunk with candle wasters, bring him yet to me. But there is no such man. For, brother, men can counsel and speak comfort to that grief that they themselves not share, but tasting it, their counsel turns to passion.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee, peace. I will be flesh and blood, for there was never yet philosopher could endure the toothache patiently.
Yet do not bend all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There you speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know. So shall the prince and all them that thus dishonor her.
Here comes the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good in, good in.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Some haste, my lord. Will fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Marry, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou. Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Marry, beshrew my hand. If it should give your age such cause to feared, faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man. Never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body, if he dare.
Away, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killest me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us, and men indeed. But that doesn't matter. Make him kill one of us. I'll whip you from your foining fence. Nay, as I am a gentleman, I will.
Brother.
No, contain yourself. I love my niece, and she is dead, slandered by villains, scrambling, out-facing, fashion-monging boys that lie and clog and flout, deprave and slander.
But Brother Anthony...
Yeah, come, 'tis no matter. Do not meddle. Let me deal in this.
Gentlemen both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord,
I will not hear you.
No? Come, brother, away! I will be heard!
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See? Here come the man we went to seek.
Now, senor, what news?
My lord,
Welcome, senor. You almost come to part almost a fray.
We were like to have our two noses snapped off by two old men without teeth.
Shall I speak a word in your ear? You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavily upon you. Let me hear from you.
I will meet you, and so I will have good cheer.
Fare thee well, boy. You know my mind. My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you, but I must discontinue your company. Your brother, the bastard, has fled Messina. You among you have killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest,
In most profound earnest.
and hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
Officers, what offense have these men done?
My lord, it is known already that these two have indeed committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untrue things. Secondarily, they are slanderers. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to commence, they are known as lying knaves.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to understand.
Sweet prince, I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who, in the night, overheard me confessing to this man how your brother, Don John, incensed me to slander the Lady Hero, how you were brought to the court orchard and saw me court Margaret, how you disgraced Hero when you should marry her. Oh, the lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation.
Yes, come, bring away the plaintiffs. By now the sexton hath indeed reformed Senor Leonato of the matter. And, master, let it be known at the proper time and place that indeed I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonato, and the sexton too.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes.
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose whatever penance you can impose upon my sin, but I sin not, but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both possess the people in Messina here how innocent she died. And if your love can harbor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
O noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I embrace your offer, and dispose henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow, then, I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty fellow shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong.
No, by my soul she was not, nor knew not what she did when she spoke to me, but always hath been just and virtuous in anything that I do know by her.
Your worship, please let it be known that this, though it not be under white and black, that this ruffian, this ne'er-do-well here, did indeed call me an ass. I would like it read upon his punishment.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
You speak as a most reverent youth, and I thank God for you.
There's for thy pains.
Ah, well, God save the foundation.
Go! I discharge thee of thy prisoners, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, in the hopes that your worship might curb such said behavior in the future as an example to others. So, I take my leave of you. May God abhor you to good health, and if another merry meeting may be wished upon, then God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, lords. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We will look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight I mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret, how her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
What hath passed between you and Claudio?
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Then I must tell thee plainly. Claudio undergoes my challenge. Now pray, tell me, for which of my bad parts did thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love. A good epithet. For I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, then I will spite it for yours. For I cannot love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably. Now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Serve God. Love me and men.
Madam, you must come to your uncle's at once. Yonder's old coil at home. It is proved that my lady Hero hath been falsely accused. The prince and Claudio mightly abused, and Don John is the author of it all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you come hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Done to death by slanderous tongues is the hero that lies here. Death and guerdon of her wrongs lives on with fame. And that the life that ended with shame lives on in glorious fame. Hang thee upon the tomb, praising her when I am dumb.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me. Or undo me. One of them. Signor Leonato, truth it is, Signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio, and from the prince. But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is that your goodwill stand this day with ours to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage.
My heart is with your liking.
And my health. Claudio and the prince enter.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter? Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same is she, and I give you her.
Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
When I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
One hero died defiled. But I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
Hero that is dead?
Oh, this amazement! Can I qualify? When after these holy rites are ended, I'll tell largely of fair Hero's death. To the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair friar. Which of these is Beatrice?
I answer to that name.
Doth thou not love me?
Why, no. No more than reason. Do not you love me?
Troth, no. No more than reason.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it, for here's a letter written in his hand.
And here's another, written in my cousin's hand and stole her from her pocket, beginning her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you. By this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth. Come, let us have a dance ere we are married, to lighten our hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterwards.
First of my word, therefore play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife.
My lord, your brother John has taken flight and brought back with armed forces back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I will devise thee brave punishments. Strike up, pipers.